Welcome back, everybody. This is Dan Reacts. I'm Dan, and this is where I react to music, songs, albums from a particular genre. If you know, you know, and if you're here, you're probably into the same genre I am. I call it hard melodic rock, right? If you grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, and you listened to Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, Motley Crue, and then, you know, as you get older, you shift into Creed and then Breaking Benjamin and Shinedown and Alter Bridge and bands like that, bands that still rock hard, right? Hardcore guitars, badass drumming, throwback lead guitar players that sound like they could have been born in the 70s and 80s, then this is the channel for you. And since I loaded my first video up, taking a look at the entirety of the new Tremonti record, I had a lot going on. I was moving, and so I wasn't able to continue to make content for this channel. But now I'm back. I'm all settled in. And so what I've been doing in the meantime is trying to avoid like heck the last 2 months worth of new releases in this genre. And so I'm really excited today to be able to bring this to you. It's an EP, a 4-song EP from the Swedish band Degreed called Hard to Be Human. Degreed was a band that wasn't even on my radar until about 3 years ago. And then once I found one of their records, I had to listen to all of it. Instantly fell in love. The year that I found them on Spotify, they were on my Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year. They were my most listened to band over and over and over again. I love the versatility. I love how hard they can rock, but yet they're capable of producing some of the best ballads that you'll hear in this genre as well. And what really excites me about being able to listen to this, and what made it incredibly hard to wait, is about 1.5 years ago, I want to say, Robin Erickson, lead singer of this band, said, look, I think we're done. I don't know if there's a future for Degreed. We're going to at least take a break, but we might just be finished. Thankfully, they aren't. And he talked about how the spark came back a little bit. They were able to get together. They wrote some music. They weren't sure what it would turn into. And here we are with a 4-song EP. And I believe they've indicated that there is more on the way, and this will eventually evolve into a full record. And so can't wait to share this with you, reacting to it in real time, live. Haven't heard it before. Before we get into it, though, if you would, hit that subscribe button. Really helps the channel grow so I can keep doing this stuff and reacting to all this great music along with you. Let's go. This is Hard to Be Human, the 4-song brand new EP from Degreed. All right, so let's start with the title track, first song on this 4-song EP. This is Hard to Be Human. We're going to start with a ballad. Or is it going to kick in?
If I look straight into your eyes, will I see the truth between the lies? When you lie next to me, I know this is a song about change. Fate, I guess you never had it. And today, it's hard to be human. It's hard to be human. Now I'm here alone without you. Won't you send your love? Though I know it's hard to fake it, but please call me up, just call me up and say it's all okay. I make my way through town, though you're full of lies.
Wow, it seems like a natural spot to stop it there. I was not expecting this for the first song on the record, first of all. Very reminiscent vocally of Love is a Game off of Their self-titled record, which was not their first record. Bands have done this more commonly in the last 10, 15 years, it seems like. But Degreed, which is about 3 album cycles ago, one of my favorite ballads that they've ever done. And this is one of the things I appreciate about this band is just the complete breadth of their range in being able to do stuff that's like almost metal at times, and then some really, really stripped down ballads, some of the power rock ballad genre, which it sounds like now it's kind of kicking into, and maybe we'll get like a big chorus coming up with percussion and big heavy guitars, whereas Love Is a Game was very I think it was just piano, very stripped down. That's why that was kind of reminiscent, but now we're kicking in here. So this is cool. I like this.
Forever.
I just got to say, maybe this is because I'm a child of the 80s and early 90s and that this kind of genre, but something about that chunky rhythm line, right? Gun, 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 gun. Like, I just gets me every time. It's a great foundation for a good rock song, especially a ballad.
So they say, but is it true? I can only breathe when you're next to me, and you are my life, even though it hurts. You can say you never knew me, and it's okay. I know you're lying.
Big chorus now, big chorus.
Now I'm here alone without you. Won't you send your love? Though I know it's hard to fake it, but please call me up, just call me up and say it's all okay. I'll make my way through town, though you're full of lies.
Wow, you catch the strings in the background, right? The orchestration just makes this. I know I've used this word twice already, but I'm a sucker for songs that build, songs that start off stripped down and then layer and build as you go, and obviously that lends itself better to, this type of tune, right? The big rock ballad, and this is what I love about the genre. I feel is missing from current, pop and even some rock music, where they're so afraid of like getting everything in and out in 3 minutes and getting to the catchy hook part so they can reel you in, and just letting the song speak. And they're such good songwriters. They're so prolific. You go back over their entire catalog. If you're new to Degreed, if this is the first time you're hearing them, the beauty of finding a band after they've been out for a while is now you all of a sudden open this entire vault of like 6 or 7 records of theirs, 70, 80, 90 songs. And again, their range is phenomenal. I'm absolutely loving this. I love big melodies. They're great at writing hooks. Their songs stick with you. They're memorable. And this is a great way to kick off this EP. Also takes some guts, I think, to start with a ballad. We're gonna get a big solo, outro maybe.
Just call me up and say it's okay. Make my way through town, though you're full of lies.
Wow. There's some, they took some risks here, right? Like, just as I said, starting off with a ballad is a little bit of a risk. No guitar solo. Like, from a production standpoint, if I'm producing this record, like, I would have been in there campaigning for like a Mark Tremonti style guitar outro, where he loves to do that when he has a big ballad, and he'll let the guitar take you out instead of it being a solo, like after the bridge and sort of in the traditional kind of cliche spot in the song. So some song structure risks here, the slow buildup. In fact, the buildup into this song took so long that by the time it hits, you look down and I realized the song was more than half over. I thought, is this a 3-minute tune? It's 4 minutes and 13 seconds. Just really, really, really cool. And at first listen, I got to say, I think Hard to Be Human, I would put it right up there among the best ballads Degreed has done to this point. So we're now at the second tune on the record. I think we can expect this not to be another ballad, right? Only 4 songs on the record. Probably have the ballad out of the way. This one is called Good Enough. And again, this one, there's no official performance video or conceptual video. This is just the visualizer from the band again. And so 4 minutes and 24 seconds, another long-ish song. I expect this to be a banger. Let's see what it's all about. This is Good Enough. Oh, yeah. See what I'm talking about? Versatility of the band, all encapsulated in about 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Beautiful, huge, uplifting, symphonic power ballad into this riff to start the second song. Yeah, this is one of the things I absolutely love about Degreed.
My body's burning, my mind is sick. For all I know, I'm facing myself in a different light. Do I like it or not? It's a far cry from done, so for the rest of the ride, oh, turn the page. I'm in on the road for most of my life. Time to let go, 'cause I'm good enough. Yeah. I used to take the easy way out before, but as time goes by, I'm learning to live. I won't let go once again. It's a far cry from done, so for the rest of the ride, oh, turn the page. I've been on the road for most of my life. Time to
Okay. That is something new. Like I was just enjoying the guitar solo, and again, I was looking on my phone, trying to come up with, as long as I've listened to this band, I haven't committed all the band members' names to memory, so I apologize for that. And probably in a minute after an edit, I'll give credit where credit's due if I didn't already at the intro, which I always record afterwards, by the way. But this is like their lead guitar player is amazing. There's as much as he can shred, there's some Neil Sean in his style, in that his solo always matches the melody of the song and then even takes it to another level. But this, it's like, just when you think the solo's over, they go into this passage here where it sounds like progressive rock to me. Like, it sounds almost like we're listening to some Dream Theater stuff here. Much, much different. And then you come in with what sounds like keyboards following that up as well. I haven't known them throughout their catalog to have many of these kind of jam sessions as a break in their song. It explains kind of the lengthy time. I'm going to go back a little bit. I want to hear this kind of coming on again. Bear with me. Wait, was that? I got to go back one more time. Sorry, that might have. Was that keyboards? Was that a synth, or is that guitar? And they're using some effects, because it certainly sounded like keyboards when it comes into that little riff, but then it transitions really smoothly into what sounds like guitar picking. Damn, it's a really interesting song. That already, we're 2 songs into this, and I know that's one that I'm gonna have to go back and listen to a few times and really kind of dig in. I do have one critique. I feel like production wise, in the chorus, I feel like the lead vocals were just a little bit muddy. They were just kind of lost in the mix a little bit, where I would have liked to have heard them just come out a little stronger and cut through. Because they always have these big background vocals, these gang vocals, and especially that one, you kind of get the call and answer later on sort of the second chorus there. Really interesting. And I think what this song sort of represents is progress, I guess, just evolution of Degreed. They're a very unique band in that if you go back and take any one of their full albums in a vacuum, they all sound very different than the one before it and the one after it. And that's not always the case with bands of this genre. And even some of the bands that I love the most, You know, every time I get excited about a new album and you wait 2 or 3 years and it comes out and it essentially sounds just like the album before it. Good stuff, still new melodies, you enjoy it, but Degreed always offers you something different. And I don't know about you, but as a music fan, there's always a little bit of trepidation when it comes to when they have new material coming out. Like, is this going to be the one where they take it too far, or they change their style too much and I don't like it? Certainly not the case here. Also, side note, like this graphic that they have with the kids sitting on the bed, any of the rest of you looking at that and identifying with that, like that was me. That was me as a kid, like posters all over my wall. And I would just sit for hours and listen to my favorite bands. In fact, I always had an LP record player in my room, and it always had one of those big extenders on it, right? So you could stack like 10 records, because I would have to go to sleep listening to records as I fell asleep. So anyway, just a little bit of personal perspective there, but yeah, that was good enough. I think it's certainly good enough to be, among the best in this catalog. Really like it at first listen, and I have a feeling I'm going to like it a lot more the more I listen to it. All right, so we're past the halfway point now. This is the third song off the record. Again, no official video, just the visualizer from them. This one is called Get Up. Wow, that reminds me of something. A little bit of okay, I got it. That guitar, dun, 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 dun. A little bit of 17 from Winger, right? Let's go back to the beginning. Am I right there? Very similar. It kicks in. You hear it? I like that change. I never feel like Degreed is writing songs, by paint by number. I don't like this one. They start out, it's got that cool intro that sort of sounded, as I said, reminiscent, and which is kind of on the off beats, right? And then it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? In that first verse, it's a lot. It almost feels like a higher tempo. It's the exact same tempo. They're just emphasizing on every quarter note. And then you get to the chorus and it goes more to halftime, right? The double bass kicks in, but it's more da, 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 kind of on the 1 and the 3. I like that kind of change. It lets you kind of dig into the chorus a little bit, right?
Yourself up, another remaining junk is gone. Well, another sinner, when you shoot your gun, when you let the fragment feel the first price number 1. Get up, get up, get up, get up, my friend. Get up, rise above the sky. Yeah, get up, get up, get up.
You're gonna get a solo?
rise above the sky. Yeah, get up, get up, get up, get up, my God. Rise above yourself. Yeah.
Wow, that was tight. Like 316 in and out. Just another banger from Degreed, which brings us to the fourth and final song on this EP. And they really took the definition of EP literally, right? This is a very short album. It's one of the things I actually love about the modern music business, for all the things that are wrong with it, especially in how these artists are getting paid through these streaming services, but just the flexibility and it gives them just to be able to, hey, you know, as I mentioned at the top, like Degreed thought they maybe weren't going to do this anymore for a while. And then they talked about how they got together. They felt the creative spark back. They didn't know if they were going to write one song or 10. And guess what? It ends up being a 4-song EP. And it sounds like there might be more in the works coming down the pike as well. This is the final of those 4 songs off the EP. It's called Love Your Enemy. I believe it was the first single. So I've been avoiding this one for the longest. But this one we get to finish with a flourish. It gives us an official music video. So let's go. This is Love Your Enemy, another 3 minute and 21 seconds. So the first 2 were over 4.5 minutes, right? These 2 just getting right to the point. Let's see how this one finishes out. So glad it started that way, because I meant to say earlier, and when I wrap it all up, I'll give credit to all the band members, I swear, but you cannot overlook the drummer in this band either. Like, he's phenomenal.
After the midnight hour, this place is about to play its final beat. Am I the only one going for all or nothing at all? It's time to lower the bar. I need to get higher. Sweep me up my feet. Give me all you got. Shock me and take me down. I don't know your name, but I try to get by. Can you love your enemy?
Oh, man.
I don't give a damn if I'm out. I don't lie. I'm gonna love my enemy. Love my enemy.
Gonna pause it there before the second verse. This is everything that I love in a Degreed song, and everything I love about Degreed. Like, this is one of those songs that if I was trying to introduce someone to this band, I might play this song first. Like this, from the moment I heard the opening sequence, I thought this sounds like Degreed. Whereas there was some creativity earlier in this EP, but this is just like straight into it. I always love how their verses have just as much of a melodic hook as their choruses do. Like, let's be honest, sometimes in this style of music, you know, the verse is just sort of an ends to a means, right? It's meant to get you to the chorus. And there's plenty of songs in my, you know, historical catalog of favorite songs, even where, you know, just get to the chorus already, because that's the best part of the song and the verses aren't that notable. This certainly is. And then the pre-chorus too. I mean, that's almost the most memorable part of that first minute and 27. And it really, again, I think sort of exemplifies like the trademark Degreed sound of hard rock, but melodic.
Gonna turn the tables. All I need is one stroke of luck. Maybe we can get along. And if not, let's fight about it. I don't know your name, but I try.
Love this pre-chorus.
Can you love your enemy? Oh, and I don't give a damn if I'm out of line. I'm gonna love my enemy. Love my enemy. It takes two to tango, but two wrongs don't make a right. So I'm willing to rest my case. Here we go. All right.
Yes.
I don't know your name, but I try to get by. Can you love your enemy? Whoa. And I don't give a damn if I'm out of line.
You're not messing around.
I'm gonna love my enemy.
Another one, 318 in and out. Probably one that's getting some pretty heavy play over in Sweden, the UK, Germany on radio, perhaps just made for radio. Get into it and out of it a little bit more than those first couple songs we heard. I mean, that's a lot of fun, right? It's everything I was hoping for. You know, I was bummed when I heard that they might be taking more than a hiatus and actually might be shutting it down. So glad they're back. Can't wait to hear more material. That's a lot of fun. Again, if this is your first exposure to Degreed, then I think it's a great little cross section of what they can do. I think in these 4 songs, you sort of heard their whole range. Like those last 2 songs, especially this one, Love Your Enemy, really sort of trademark tunes that give you a good indication of what you're going to get if you start digging back into their back catalog. And then the second song, a little bit experimental, like pushing the needle forward a little bit on their sound. And then the first one, just an example of what a great power ballad they can put together. You see the full range in the vocals and everything they can do there as well. So I can't give this album anything other than a big, big thumbs up. I don't know if I'm going to do like numerical grades as this channel progresses and grows. Maybe I will. I suppose if I had to on this one, and it's all on a curve, right? It's what I know from them. It's what I want from them. It's what I expect from them. I'm going to give this one like an 8.5. The quality of all 4 songs is really great. It spans, as I said, like a really wide scope. So you get a little bit of variety there, but just 4 songs obviously leaves you wanting more. So we have bonus material. So as I was kind of navigating through their YouTube page and looking over some things and ready to wrap this up and record my intro and my outro for y'all, I discovered that they have a brand new song out that was not part of this EP, just released. It's called Wild Child, and it's denoted as a tribute to Alexi Laiho. Alexi Laiho was a Finnish guitar player, a death metal guitar player. He played in such bands as the Children of Bodom, Bodom After Midnight, Synergy, Impaled Nazarene, and other bands. Passed away in 2021 due to complications from longtime alcohol abuse. So this is the band's tribute to Alexi. And I'm going to assume, based on the artwork, again, just a visualizer, no official performance video, this one I'm expecting, just on the optics here, to be a lot more metallic and hardcore than we're used to from Degree. Let's see if I'm right.
Tattoos, I've got makeup running from my eyes. But bread will make you flinch. You may think I'm back to the shadows of the midnight calls, and my heart is bound fast as hell. I know I have the reaper in my sight, but I'm not supposed to fall. I don't care, this is who I am, but I never meant to hurt no one. Can you hear me screaming?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a bad guy, but I'm a watcher. Can you see me bleeding? I can't change now, this is who I am.
It's a good example of how decreed, not decreed, just can't help themselves. They can't not sound like themselves. Like they're even, it feels like they're being intentional here and trying to do something much more up tempo and, you know, much more hardcore, certainly in the intro. But once they get into the meat of the song, like they just can't help themselves. It has to be melodic. It has to be catchy. It has to have the big gang vocals. This is fun. This is a great little nugget, little bonus.
Some years in the dead of night, you have me right up in your face. I know by now we had no time to waste. I always knew I was next in line. I will be here, though my soul is not, even though I was hard to kill. You may say that I am bound for hell, but I don't give a damn if you hate me.
I like that.
Can you hear me scream?
Wow, this one's gonna stick.
I'm not a bad guy, but I'm a watcher. Can you see me bleeding?
Wow.
I can't change now, this is who I am.
It's so good.
Can you hear me screaming? I'm not a bad guy, but I'm a watcher. Can you see me bleeding? I can't change now, this is who I
Damn. That's my favorite of the 5. Like it's not on the EP. Maybe they'll slide it onto the EP, right? Then just take a couple of mouse clicks, wouldn't it? That's phenomenal. That's maybe my favorite Degreed song I've heard in quite some time. Just it's gonna stick with me. Just whoa, can you hear me screaming? Like that's catchy. That's catchy as you know what, right? Want to give credit where credit is due, as I promised that I would. Lead singer Robin Erickson also plays bass, of course. Daniel Johansson, the phenomenal lead guitar player. Mats Eriksson is the drummer, and Mikael Blanc on keyboards. And so, God, I really would like to see. That's why I wish there was a performance video for that third song, that solo. Whether just trying to decipher whether that's all guitar or all keyboards. Man, that was fun. I can't wait to see what they do next. I'm so glad they're back. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I can't wait to get back and listen to the rest of this and add it to my gym playlist. Tell me in the comments below what you think about the album as a whole. Which is your favorite song? Is there anything you don't like about the record? Is this your first time listening to Degreed, or are they a band that you've listened to for a long time? And if so, where would you kind of slot this EP in with the rest of their records? Also tell me in the comments, like, how you go about saving and listening to your music. Because while I used to, obviously growing up, it was all about LPs, right? So I would listen to an album in its entirety, and I really liked the way albums were sequenced. Now I kind of want to be surprised. And so what I do is I'll take a band like Degree that has 6-7 albums out that I really like, and I'll put every single one of their albums and even any songs like this that are just one-offs, singles, and I'll just put them in a whole Degreed playlist. So I have their entire catalog, 80, 90 songs, and then I can shuffle through them. That way, when I'm driving or I'm at the gym in particular, I never know what's coming next. And it just kind of mixes them up, especially with a band like Degreed, who I mentioned earlier really has shown an evolution through their albums where there's a lot of differences in their sound from one record to the next. It just kind of gives you the full scope of everything. So let me know all that stuff down in the comments below. And if you like this video, definitely hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Really help it out. I'd like to keep doing this stuff. I got a lot to catch up on, been moving over the last couple of months. And so this one's kind of, been on deck. I'm so glad I got to finally listen to it because trying to avoid it has been torture. A lot of other things coming down the pike, though. A lot of music to catch up to. This is the genre. This is what I'll be sticking to. Really appreciate you being here for the ride. Again, my name is Dan. This is Dan Reacts. Until next time, rock on, everybody.